Oh, me.
No,
Oh,
not you. Not you.
oh, it's me. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Pinas. Sorry, you caught me off. I didn't expect that you said, let's do the intro, but I didn't really expect it's me gonna do the intro. But anyway, it's fine. So, welcome back to episode 11, and my name is Emil.
My name's Mandy, and this is a perfect episode. You know what? We're just so fresh off 11/11, and this is our 11th episode.
11, 11, 11.
Yeah, 11/11 and 11th episode. Did you know that 11/11 is usually called Singles Day?
Oh.
Yeah, because of the ones.
Single.
Yeah,
It's
because
like
they're
the one-
singles.
Us, we are 11.
Yep, exactly, right? But yeah, I never really thought of it that way. I've just mostly thought of it as like a sale day, like the last hurrah, the last sale that I'd ever splurge money on before I get, just in time for the holidays, because
Exactly.
it gives you more time to prepare.
Yeah, and I think that 11/11 was started by Jack Ma, right?
Really? Was
yeah,
it?
started all these promo like 7/7, 8/8, 9/9, etc.
Yeah.
So it started in China, and then actually the world now adopted to it.
Yeah, which is amazing. And
sales
speaking,
boosted.
yeah. Okay, so this guy though, who's gonna be our guest today, isn't exactly single, but he is an 11/10 in my rating, in my taste. Yeah.
Nice.
It's so funny when you sent me his Instagram account. I initially thought he's the older, more mature guy in his
I think that's his father.
I think it's his dad. So
Yeah.
it's nice to we would get to know him so much more. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome Mr. Tommie King.
Hey.
How have you been, man?
Thank you guys. Really good. As you were alluding to, right before we hopped on here, it's pretty crazy to see what the weather has done here. I've never experienced that in my life.
Oh.
So
Oh, wow.
it was quite alarming to wake up. We were fortunate. We just had a little flooding on our main floor, but just driving around in QC and seeing, I mean, it's devastating.
Right.
Yeah. Especially, if it's your first time to experience that,
Yeah, I've never. I mean, I had my first earthquake here. That was.
Oh, interesting.
Also, I thought I was dying.
But important that you're
Never
safe
experienced
now.
that before, but I wish everyone well. I think everyone's recovering.
Yeah, that's good. So how have you been, aside what's happening right now with the weather? How's things going for you? I'm sure you're based in the Philippines for quite some times now.
Since February of 2019, I've been here, and it's been great, man. Like, Philippines is really welcoming. I tell people all the time, it sounds funny, but I feel much more American here than I feel at home. Because it's like at home you have this separation of what's American, and they have these subtitles. You're like African American or Asian American or European American. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
here in
Asian
Philippines, you're
American.
just American.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
just
it's-
American, period.
They call me Americans too, even if I'm Italian. So
I bet the street kids in like Makati or wherever call you, hey
Americano?
Joe, hey Joe. Hey Joe.
Americano.
Everyone would just call you Joe. So
Nah,
tell us about what you do, Tommie. Uh-oh. Hello.
Oh, but it got stuck in a good position.
Yeah.
Smiley.
He's got stuck in a good
It's
position.
not right so bad.
That's fine too.
So we're waiting for Tommie to reconnect to the show.
To the show.
So
I'm
this
not
is your time to take picture, guys. If you want to take picture of Tommie right now, this is the right
all
time.
right, or with us. Duh, we're on the screen. We're the ones on the
that's right.
screen.
Oh, there you are.
I lost you there. I lost you there for
problem.
a second. I didn't hear your question. Sorry.
It's all right. How have you been? What do you do? Like, can you tell us about what you do?
Sure. Quarantine definitely created I like new parameters, if you will, on how to go about daily life. So when we are being productive, me and Dinah were really active, um, doing this big fundraiser for the surrounding communities
Ooh.
around
Wow.
the South Triangle. And our initial goal was to raise 1 million pesos. We didn't quite hit that, but we did hit like 300,000.
No,
Not
that's,
bad.
there's no small or big help. It's help. You know what I mean? There's no such thing as small help. That's
Yeah.
something. Yeah, that's something that, that helps out people. So that's
It
pretty
was
good.
cool. We got to distribute a good bit of food throughout the community here at one of the local barangay stations, police stations, something like that.
Yeah.
And that was cool. And that we were doing that, 2 or 3 times weekly, and we had a bunch of sponsors. So that was one, it was good for the community, but two, it was a great learning experience for me because I always wanted to see what it's like to try to have something running that's, you know, nonprofit, I guess is the best way to explain it. And it's really a lot of work, man. Like
Oh yeah.
you wouldn't think so. You think you're just like live stream, sing some songs, give some stuff away, and then it works. But it's a lot harder than that. So we did that for a while. That was fun. In the meantime, I actually it's a random story, but I ran into Juan Carlos backstage at a photo shoot for UNCAS when UNCAS
Oh
protested
wow.
their situation, and his girlfriend and my girlfriend are friends. So we ended up meeting, and he was like, "Hey man, I'm looking for rappers. You should send me some music." And this was like maybe last December or something like that,
Ooh.
right? Maybe even November. And 7 months later, out of the blue, my phone rings and it's Juan Carlos. He was like, "Hey, uh, I'm gonna forward you to my managing director. I really like your music." And that ended up being the managing director of Island Music,
Ooh.
Wow.
and that turned into a situation with Def Jam. So now I am signed to Def Jam here in the Philippines and Southeast Asia as well. Thank you, Juan Carlos, for hooking me up.
Awesome.
Wow.
Awesome. See, collaboration is key. So, is there any song that's out that came from you now? I mean,
Um,
that's already out. I'm
I
sorry.
have my Spotify running, but all of that music is from 2018. My previous run when um, I was doing pretty decent in America, honestly. But and when I got to Philippines, we started doing something different with me and Dinah. We had a little group called 8-1.
Yeah.
We did pretty well. We went #1 on the radio with our first single release and things like that. But that eventually ended up falling apart. So we kind of cooled off on music for a while. But I will be releasing in first quarter of next year. We just are waiting for the official launch of Def Jam Philippines, which will be, as of right now, February 15th, but that could push back due to COVID. So
Yeah.
whenever we get the official launch out, we'll definitely be doing that. And then also, we shot a movie.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was
Can you
cool.
tell us more about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. We are good friends with a gentleman named Direct Neil de Mesa,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and he and Dinah are close friends, and we just kind of had a meeting one day, and he was like, I have everything we need to do it, so you guys just come up with a concept, and
Awesome.
Wow. Man, you're doing better than us here in the Philippines.
it was a good experience. We got in contact with Will Devon and his girlfriend Kai, and Kai also makes her acting debut in the movie as well. So that was a cool experience, man. We shot it relatively fast, and working with Direct and the cast we were with, it was me and Diana, Will Devon, Kai, and Pablo Paraiso.
Wow.
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 So you do music, you are an actor, most probably you're also a model. Anything else?
I wouldn't I wouldn't say I'm an actor. That was a lucky opportunity that was presented in front of me, and I enjoyed it 100%. I would definitely do it again, but I need to work Like I need to get in the acting gym.
So you mentioned earlier that you were actually doing really well in the States. So what made you move in the Philippines?
Sure. That's a great question. Initially, it was not the plan.
Oh,
And I am one of those people that when an opportunity is presented to me, I will roll with it,
yes.
no matter what. I'm big on those kind of things. I think that I've lived life in a way where I don't have to be committed to any one thing or any one place, and that was so my options could always remain open to be, to take opportunity if it showed in front of me. So
Yeah.
me and Dinah had a mutual producer friend who lived a floor above me in Atlanta.
Oh, fun.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I own a condo there directly in downtown. It was the greatest purchase of my life. And he was telling me this crazy story about this celebrity that was writing music in Philippines and blah, blah, blah. And long story short, man, he invited me out for a month and told me they would pay for my trip and I'd just come out for a month, write music. They would put me up in a house and sent me back home with a little bit of money in my pocket for writing music for a month. And when I got out here, I never left.
Wow.
Wow.
It's what I see here, though, to answer your question directly, and this is like, I'm gonna be pushing this narrative. You'll probably see me do it pretty actively for the next at least year to year and a half, because coming from America, our music business is very developed, and not only strategies and ways to become successful that are not yet implemented here, but also music here is still about the music.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's very rare. And I love that about here, because in America, it's more clout chasing. People have to want to be like you to like your music. You could have the best music on earth, but if they don't like your personality or they don't want to be like you as a person, then they won't respect your music the same way. And that's one thing I like about here is that not only is it an emerging market, but you guys have some stars here that in reality are some of the biggest stars on planet Earth.
Wow.
And they just don't get that respect. And that's honest, because, for example, let's say we start talking about people who stream 100 million times club.
Yeah.
That's literally less than maybe 100 to 150 people on planet Earth.
That's true.
I can think of 3 of them right now off the top of my head that are right here in the Philippines. So when you think about it that way, it's kind of like, without any actual established music business or plans for market or promotioning, like beyond, what Viva can do for you or Warner can do for you, it's really a wide open market with 107 million people. So, for me, it gives me the ability to be freely the artist that I want to be, and also have an outlook on how to grow into the future. And Def Jam also offers a great ability to do that throughout Southeast Asia, because they have a really strong imprint.
Awesome.
I have a question. In terms of like style, right? I mean, you started making music, you were 9 years old in the US, right?
That's right.
And you grow, and of course, I'm sure you have your own style. When you got to the Philippines and you started writing music, did you have to adapt the style to the culture, or you still maintain your style?
That's a great question. I will take a second to say thank you to Ryan Kloss. He's me and Dinah's mutual producer friend that brought me out here. And just quick, small story. When I first met Ryan Kloss, I had never made any music aside from hip hop for my entire life.
Right.
Just being from Atlanta, like, hip hop is like bigger than music. It's life.
Yeah, it's king.
Yeah, in all ways. So
I agree.
When Ryan was telling me, like, you can make this kind of sound and you can make this, I was like, man, I'll never do that. And like 2 weeks into the Philippines of being here, it was really like we went to Okada a lot. So I got to see what the club scene looked like. I got to hang out at like Xylo, and then you pop out the back and you're at Island, and you get to feel different vibes of what music is popping around the world.
Yes.
And what I really found that was really cool is, to be honest with you, 6 to 7 out of 10 artists that I'll hear on the radio in an hour come from Atlanta anyway.
Ooh,
So,
really?
yeah, seriously, even here. And if they're not directly from Atlanta, the feature artist that's on the song is from Atlanta. Who wrote the song is from Atlanta. For example, I'll give you a great example here. I have a feature on my Spotify with a guy named Saha the Prince. Not the biggest name you've ever heard. However, the biggest song of 2019 was Sicko Mode, Travis Scott and Drake, right?
Yeah.
Saha the Prince wrote Sicko Mode.
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome. That's great. That's great to
So
hear.
it's kind of like you can hear influences of the same structure I've grown up on throughout the world. It's just that, you know, in the States, they don't embrace being able to mix up your styles the way that they do here. So being here, I wouldn't say that I've changed anything.
Yeah.
But my toolbox is much more accessible with ears that aren't, you know, solely just for trap music. Like,
Yeah.
I have much more opportunity to use different skills that I have, and that's great for me because personally, I'm not. If I tell you the honest truth, a lot of American music sucks to me. especially now, man. It's like we're really stuck in the formula right now. It's not. I think it's good for the world in general because the world's going to catch up to us, and I think that's important. But
Yeah.
especially for hip hop. But you know, for me, I wouldn't say that. I can't say that I'm not influenced by my music here. Like, there's an artist here in Amman. I think you know, rest in peace, bless his heart. I'm pretty sure he just passed from cancer, but he has a song called Teka Long.
Teka lang.
Yeah, if I'm mispronouncing that, sorry. But
It's okay. Understandable.
That song is beautiful, fantastic.
Teka lang, teka lang. Is that it? Is that it?
It's that's how the song is.
Okay.
We're gonna ask the producers to insert that in here and play it.
Please.
That song is fantastic, man. I think his last wish actually before he died was for that song to stream 30 million times. And last I checked, it was at like 45 or something like that.
Let's make it happen, Filipinos. Let's make it happen. So, having mentioned earlier that there are actually stars here that you adore so much, can you name us like 3 artists top of mind that you'd want to collaborate with?
Sure, definitely. Much more than 3, but my top 3.
Yeah.
First would be Juan Carlos, and to answer why, it's not because Juan Carlos helped me out. It's because when I watch him like perform, or he is making or performing his own music, he's so into it in a way that's like Mick Jagger style.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Like he's so comfortable just being himself in a way that's like not supposed to be cool. It's not supposed to be like trendy or anything like that. And you turn around and go look at you know, his biggest song. That song has 106 million streams.
Yeah, I think that's one. Is that one?
Yeah. I'm saying, man, that's elite company worldwide.
Totally like shook the whole OPM scene, man. That song is amazing.
At 19 years old.
At 19 years old.
That's incredible. I'm actually a big fan of Shanti Dope. I get mixed reactions from people here on him, but I'm kind of like, I'm one of those people that likes, I like legacy. I like, how do I describe it? Like he was passed the torch, you know what I mean? By Glock 9, if I'm not mistaken. So when I first heard a Shanti Dope record, I think I was in a 7-Eleven, and there was like a grandma in front of me and the cashier behind the desk, the kids that were behind me at the table charging their phones. Everyone was singing this song by heart. And I was like, who made that song? Like, I turned around to the kid behind me. I was like, yo, pull this up on my phone. Show me. Because that was really cool to feel something that was organic, that was in a language I don't understand. But I know that is what Filipinos would consider a hit. And that was a cool experience for me for the first time, having that experience for something that was local. So a lot of respect goes to him. And then for me, one thing I'm really focused on right now is I want to work with legends here, because as I run into them, like thankfully, again, dating Diana makes it really easy to interact with these kind of people. But when you run into them, it's so different because, for example, if I, like one time I met James Reed at a We Are Very Done event, I think is what it was called. And I was there actually to watch August Wa.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, love August Wa.
Love August Wa.
She would be on this list, but I already have a song with August Wa. I will be with August Wa, but if I hadn't, she would be first on this list. But I was there to watch her, and I ran into somebody else from Careless, whom we have mutual friends, and he introduced me to James. And I remember when I met James, I was like, I knew who he was, but I was like maybe in the Philippines for 3 months or something like that at that point. I wasn't aware really of who I was meeting. And I pulled out his Instagram. And that was one of the moments where it clicked to me how big stars are here in comparison to the world. And it's just a place that untapped at the moment. Because in reality, like Lil Uzi Vert is one of the biggest rappers on the planet, technically. Him and James Reed have the same amount of followers.
Right, it's crazy. And he has like one of the craziest and most supportive fans ever.
Right.
Together with his former love team and former girlfriend.
Yeah, I'm not so keen on the gossip stuff. I'm not updated on that. But while we're on that topic, shout out Marcus Davis. He just did a fantastic job on Nadine's album. Yes,
Marcus. I think we're actually friends on Facebook. I don't remember why. Oh yeah, I did an audition with him for like a work thing.
He's one of my friends and mentors here.
Awesome. We'd love to have your material on the radio if that's already available. Just feel free to like send it by to us.
I will certainly message you guys about that.
Yes.
That's the other thing, man, is like, think about it. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. It sounds crazy when I say it, but if you're in America and let's say you just made a record with Cardi B, right? And that's big. That's like, man, I got Cardi B on that song, right? If you want to put that song on the radio and have that song do big numbers, that's like $200,000 to $250,000 US.
Wow.
To really get a real radio run. I'm talking about if you're Migos and you put out a song, that song has $250,000 behind it. Little Yachty's, Drake's, people like that. Like, there's really big budgets behind that. You can't just go to the radio.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Here you can really do that.
You have to go through the manager and everyone, but yeah.
And everything.
You gotta have a team. Your label better be making that phone call. You know.
That's why they say it's more fun in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easier.
What is bureaucracy? We don't have that here. Just kidding.
It's easier to be an artist too.
Lovely.
Yeah, to answer, sorry, my top 3 would be that. I really look forward to working with August Wa again. In my opinion, in my personal, honest opinion, she's my favorite artist in the Philippines, for sure.
Yeah, I don't remember that song that we used to play in FM1 from her. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, August Wa, but I really, really, really loved it. It's the one with Crown.
Sahara.
Yeah, Sahara. That's right, Sahara. Yeah. That was really, really good. Fantastic. And yeah, we look forward to like hearing you and August Wa on the radio pretty soon.
Yeah, I will definitely be working on that at the top of next year.
Yeah, I mean, feel free to message us anytime.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
Yeah, Emil, what's up?
No, nothing. I mean, all your new song, please let us know. I mean, I'm keen to listen to it whenever they come out.
One of the big things I'm gonna do, and I'll tell you guys up front too, and for whoever may be watching this, that will be included as well. I'm gonna be really big on having listening parties that are exclusive for DJs because
awesome.
You guys are the most important. And in a market where you don't have to like, shell out thousands of dollars to get people to play you, it's all about relationships and quality. So I think I can do a good job of offering both. So that's something.
Oh,
thank you so much. Thank you. That means a lot. We don't get appreciated so much these days, but yeah, I mean, thank you.
Tommie
That's amazing.
Will be appreciated, I promise.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's do quickly. So let's try to go away from the music. I would like to know how was your adjustment, very briefly, when you got here in the Philippines, knowing that, of course, you come from the US, right?
Uh, still adjusting.
Still adjusting.
And that's honest. I would say had pandemic not hit, I would be much further along by this point. But pandemic changed the game, and it's tough because there's a lot of things about Philippines that I prefer over America, and that's like 70-30. 70% of
Wow.
Philippines, I prefer that because you guys got to understand, man, like I'm sure you watch the news and stuff, but America is not, it's a great place. I'm proud of it as a country. I will forever be proud to be an American. I will not say anything bad about my country, don't get me wrong, but you know, if we just want to protest so we're not killed by police, you understand what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
still
There's that. There's that.
Or 17-year-olds, or for example, when I interact with a police officer, even if that's us making eye contact, when I tell you I get scared, it's like the feeling you have right before you like almost get in a car accident. And it's like, man, like I barely got through that situation. You know what I'm saying? When I interact with a police officer in America, that's how I feel every time. So imagine when I'm here and we walk into the mall and they pat down everyone, you know, to make sure you don't have weapons or whatever it is. If you're an American and you're going through that line, they just let you go. It's like they don't look at me like I'm a criminal.
They look at you as a person, period.
Yes, first and foremost. And that is something that in all honesty, you don't get in America. So there's a lot of advantages that come to being here that I much rather prefer. I would just, if there's one thing I could change, like snapping my fingers, it would be my first choice, would be traffic.
Yeah, everybody hates Manila traffic. I mean, you know, I'm really sorry about what you go through back home, but I'm glad that, you know, you found a place where you'd feel comfortable, you know, walking around and, you know, just being yourself.
I love it. I love it here, man. My eventual goal is to do 6 months in 6 months. It's partially the reason I was so lucky that Def Jam ended up being the situation I got into. Yeah. But I remember when I got here in February 2019, by April of 2019, based on what I knew about the music industry, I knew it was definitely going to happen where American labels are going to start coming here because there's no technical business, but there's 107 million people in a huge streaming market. So
right.
A lot of talent here too.
Yeah, I was waiting that out. You know what I mean? And it turned out to be a great situation. So eventually I'm going to turn that into, you know, 6 months a year I can be at home. Hopefully we can work out a situation with Def Jam in the US to do that. And then 6 months a year I'll be here in another, which will probably turn into 9 months a year and another 3 months at home, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's not far from happening, man. I mean, I think I believe in your talent. Hearing the way you speak about music and the way you talk about how you love what you do, it kind of shows that you have the passion for this. And I think, you know, and I hope that the stars will align and help you out with that.
Thank you. Thank you. It is my bad. We're supposed to be avoiding that question. Sorry, I just.
That's fine. That's okay.
But yeah, and to answer fully in terms of adjustment, I'm still adjusting in a lot of ways. You know, you don't. It's funny, right? Because as much freedom as you have here, just being a person, there's a lot of freedoms that you don't have that you do have in America.
Yeah.
You have chances to make mistakes in America, where here, if you make those kind of mistakes, you might end up in jail for years. So, you know, here is a different lifestyle, and I mean, I like it better.
Oh, there you have it, guys. Tommie King loves it here in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Keeps me on my toes, man. Keeps me sharp.
Right.
Especially also in provinces. When we were last December, me and Dinah were doing like this province tour thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of, whether it be a corporate event or a town event, political thing, whatever it might be. And like, you know, sometimes you go in these gymnasiums in these really small provinces and they're packed with like their whole town. you know, and they're like the best crowds you'll ever have.
Yeah, they're vibing all the way.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. It's like you can't replace that. You know, if you're gonna pay me more money to have less that, I'm gonna choose not to do that. Like I will just
Awesome.
have the crowd and enjoy what I'm doing
Our
before I'm
kind
gonna.
of guy. Our
Yeah,
kind of
Wow,
guy.
what a perfect
Yes.
for the 11 episodes. Just a perfect Tommy King,
thank you.
Yes,
man.
absolutely. And it's so nice to hear that from someone who's actually, not from here, basically.
Yes,
Because even some artists, I mean, I'm not going to name who they are, but some artists like don't really like going to the barrio or to the barangay events. They
Man,
don't. Yeah, some artists don't really like doing that because they feel like it's so sketchy, it's not safe. But here you are saying that it's fun. It's you vibe with the people.
look, I'm gonna tell you right now. If I make my way in Philippines, anything that we could consider to be success at a top level, I will be Mr. Brand Guy.
Yes.
Like that's for me. Like you gotta understand, man. Like hip hop in America is different. Like people idolize you for coming from poorer or underadvantaged areas. You know what I mean?
yeah,
There's so much of that in America that everyone, when they see you progress from something where they started like that, they really feel like they can achieve what you've achieved. So while I really, really have seen exactly what you're hinting toward, I have seen that from artists here. I really have. And it breaks
Sadly.
my mind because in reality, for example, Spotify, the most Spotify users in all of Philippines is huddled right here in Quezon City. I'm not sure why that stat is that stat, but it's a fact. So in
wow,
reality, man, like you go down the street now, there's no posters, there's no billboards, there's no somebody handing out CDs out of their trunk, there's no community events. All of this stuff is, just like open for the taking. It's
Yeah.
just that
yeah,
somebody has to care enough about people to want to interact with them. So you have that brand engagement. You understand what I'm saying? So that's like one of my top 3 angles I will be certainly doing. And the great thing about that too is Dinah is on board to help me do it with specifically community events. I really want to set up like, go to your barangay. I don't care what your street looks like. If it's a squatter, whatever it is, doesn't matter. And we'll just do like 50,000 peso giveaway,
wow,
But at the
Wow.
same time, brand it, man. Have your barcodes or whatever people can scan for your Spotify everywhere. If you want CDs, you have them. If you want flash drives, you have them. Like that's how you make your name. People you get
definitely,
a free
definitely.
shirt. That's a free walking billboard.
Yeah.
So
Once we can go out again, we'll do a Choose Pinas Tommy King version
oh,
live in Barangay San Joaquin.
fam, I'm there for free.
Where
Listen,
is that even?
I don't know.
So we're gonna have to look up San Joaquin somewhere.
Now we have to look for Barangay San Joaquin where it is and
I
see.
mean,
Yeah,
stop making promises.
yeah.
I'm
You know what? I think by the end of this show, I keep making promises every episode.
but but hey, guys, don't forget that we're still gonna give out, stickers to those people who are like gonna comment. That's all that we can afford for now. If Tommy King makes this episode big, then great. Thank you, Tommy King. But for now, all we could afford are stickers. So please comment down if you want them. We're gonna send them to you for free.
you guys need to consult Diana about planning you guys some brand sponsors.
I know. No, we have, but
Yeah,
the- we've been busy.
Nah, I feel you. Just a joke. I feel you guys.
it's all right.
Hopefully soon. But yeah, Tommy, I mean, thanks so much for being on the show today. I mean, we really appreciate, I really appreciate that, one thing based on the previous speaker, people that we had, they usually spend 5 years, 10 years, some even 20 years. And you've been spending much less time, but the sharing that you had, man, it's amazing. I mean, the way you describe the Philippines is amazing.
I want to, again, like, I don't want to beat the dead horse here, but I'm very, very lucky that Dinah is like my mentor here,
Yeah, Angel.
But I'm telling you, man, like, somebody who's been in the business for 14 years, like,
Love.
it makes it really easy to avoid mistakes. It makes it really easy for me to shake hands with the right people or have certain advantages that I know I'm lucky to have. So I don't want to confuse it like, oh, it's me. I'm this. I'm that. I'm so talented. It's not like that. I'm lucky. I know a person who can put me in front of the right situation, and I get lucky because preparation meeting opportunity is luck, and I'm very prepared for that opportunity. So it's, I got lucky on that side of it. But regardless of that being involved or not, Philippines is definitely a very special place. No doubt about that.
Awesome. Awesome. We felt that, man. We felt that really hard. One last question before we leave.
Yes.
What are the best places that you've been to, and the places that you want to go to after this pandemic is over?
In the Philippines?
Yeah, in the Philippines.
Okay. Not to sound like a tourist here, but Boracay is it's definitely one of a kind. We always stay at Fridays when we go.
Awesome.
And that's I've never seen anything like that. It looks like a Corona postcard. But that place is amazing. I would say my favorite that we've been to so far is a place called Pearl Farm in Davao.
Oh yes, Davao City.
Yeah, Pearl Farm. Yeah, that was amazing. Just like the setup of how that resort is like, it's storybook stuff.
Storybook, yeah, postcard.
Fantastic, yeah.
Unbelievable.
You wake up in straight paradise every time. I would say my favorite city I've performed in so far would be CDO.
I knew it. Man after my own heart.
Yeah,
you didn't brief this guy, Emil, right?
I think you guys talk. You want to make her feel
you
good.
You didn't brief him, right? I love this guy already. I'm gonna be the first to buy your album.
CDO had the livest crowd I've ever had in front of me in my life, man. Like it was, and that's what I'm saying. It's rare. Like I could perform 100 times and you get a crowd like that once. So
wow.
I really look forward to going back there. We did a couple of festivals in Davao also, like just around the surrounding areas of Davao that were pretty cool. But all in all, I would say my favorite area of Philippines is probably QC.
QC. Yeah.
QC. Wow.
City of Stars.
But here, man, you get to see everything a little bit. It's like it's like Philippine New York. Is it? The studios everywhere. You can run into a superstar at the grocery store.
Oh yeah.
It's really
cool.
A
lot of radio, TV. A lot of them are based in QC. So
it's populated. All the record labels are here, and then also like, you're always 2 streets away from. If you're in like what's considered a nice area, you're 2 streets away from a squatter spot. And believe it or not, those are the places I like to be. Like I like cheap beers. I like karaoke bars where people are singing like old songs drunk off key. Like that's the stuff I like to do. So
our kind of guy, indeed.
Get all those experiences here in QC, which is
good call on having this guy on the show, Emil.
I'm
vibing with him so much.
Tommie is so cool.
Thank you for hitting me up, man. I appreciate it. We gotta hang out soon.
Yeah, soon.
Definitely.
So, what are the places that you'd like to go to, like right after the pandemic hits? I mean, right after this whole thing.
Philippines, anywhere that I can set up big concerts. One thing I'm focused on right now, and I'm farther along in this than it's going to sound like, because initially I'm about to say I want to be able to throw concerts with thousands of people that have 100% free attendance, and that sounds impossible. But
not right now.
Right now, yeah.
I'm a little farther in that plan than it would seem. Obviously, COVID ruins that. But as soon as COVID is over, my main thing is going to be, I want to go hit places like the little provinces we were talking about earlier. I can fit your whole town in a gym, and I want to throw 100% free events for towns like that.
Wow.
Make those places like places where I can go and you know, I want to be able to expose, like, you don't have to play the American game to be successful. We as the talents, especially in hip hop, like, we get, it's not fair. That's just the easiest way I can say it without cussing or being as aggravated as it makes me. You know, like, you know, imagine, like, if you say somebody comes to you and they say, like, oh man, well, here's $100,000 to sign this record deal. You're like, oh, fire! I just got 5 million pesos for a record deal. Little do you know, if your first single doesn't recoup, you know, 5 million pesos, you're never gonna put out a song again, and then your career's over. And that's really how it works in American music. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like, you don't have to do that. And then while you're doing that, you have to make the music that they want, the music that the market demands, or that a 13-year-old kid wants to hear. It's not like you can just make what you feel and people will appreciate it. So I feel like here, as much as it's cool that I understand that, it's only possible because there's people here that are that way. So I want to go to those people and show those people how much I appreciate that that is an opportunity to have, first and foremost. And that would be my first goal.
Awesome.
Wow. And most of the time you write 100 songs, but it's that one song that gets popular that brings you up to the top.
That's right, man. And, you know, I kind of what we were touching on earlier about how you shift or change your style. It's something that I struggle with at this current moment because I don't speak the language, right? And that's okay, because if you turn the radio on here, if you go to any hip hop station, most of it is in English from America.
Yeah.
For the most part, you don't hear too much OPM on local hip hop stations here, and that will change, trust me. But for as it is now, you know, how many places in the world can I go that are 7,400 miles away where I can speak my home language? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
that's a really lucky advantage. So, you know, I'm worried about how my brand of music will be received. But again, my toolbox is very large, and being in a place like this gives me the ability to use all of them. So out of my first 10, I guarantee you one of them will hit.
I'm pretty sure. I think it's the passion and the love for it that will shine through.
Yeah.
One of them
Definitely.
will hit for sure. Gonna get creative with videos also. I want to make stories, you know.
That's something to look forward to. Yeah. We're so excited for your career. We're so excited for the music that you're about to put out. And we're so excited about how you'll shake the industry, you know. And it would be so nice if you start shaking it here and then bring it all the way in the America.
That's exactly what my goal is. That's because this is the thing, man. I'm sorry, I don't want to take all you guys' time here, but
No,
for
don't worry.
anybody that may be listening, that's an artist that's listening to me. The reason I'm saying this stuff is because coming from there, knowing 2 years ago that America would come here, and now seeing it happening, I know the next phase of what's coming. And the key here is that, you know, if you have 2 or 3 million people listen to you, which, for example, for somebody like Juan Carlos, that's like 3% of his fan base per song that he puts out, right? 3 million people is nothing to him. But if you have 3 million people listening to you in America, you're worth, you know, like $100,000 to $200,000. That's like 8 million pesos, like off rip, just for signing to someone. So, you know, that reach is very important. For in an example, say like Big Sean just put an album out. We all know Big Sean. Big Sean's an amazing rapper, right?
Right.
How many streams does Big Sean get in Philippines? Not so many.
Not so much. But there are a couple of people who know him because of Ariana Grande or something like that.
Right, of course. But if I put up his numbers in comparison to what he does in America, it's nothing. Now, if like James Reed was on a song with Big Sean, what would happen to Big Sean streams in Philippines?
He's going to be pretty big, I'm pretty sure.
He would be massive right away.
He will be massive.
You know, Big Sean's not going to do that until somebody from Philippines is making music that's really easy to cross over to Big Sean. And guess who Big Sean signed to? Def Jam. So, yeah, what I'm saying is, as crazy as that sounds, right? If I start streaming 3 to 4 to 5 million times, it's not so difficult for me to say, hey, I can bring you 5 to 10 million new fans that you don't have right now.
Yeah.
And that's an easy way to get that bridge working. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Collaboration is key.
Saying that's an advantage that artists here have right now. They don't even understand nor take advantage of. But I'm telling you, within the next year, that will change. I promise
Nice.
that.
Awesome. Looking forward to that. I mean,
Yep.
yeah. Thank you so much for
Thank
taking
you,
the
Tommie.
time to like talk to us
Wow.
and answer our ridiculous questions.
I think
One
you
last
were
thing.
so much more knowledgeable than me and Mandy combined tonight.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I can tell you guys a lot more. Anytime you want to talk, just let me know.
Definitely.
Awesome.
So,
One
Tommie,
last
where?
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Mandy.
Yeah. One last thing. What's your message to the Filipino hip hop music enthusiasts? Any message for them? Yeah, to inspire them or something like that.
First thing I will tell you is be prepared. Def Jam Philippines is about to run everything regarding hip hop, period. And if you're not a part of Def Jam Philippines team, you can give up right now.
Wow.
Wow.
If you're making hip hop, good luck competing with us. But also as artists, I'm gonna say, period, that one, really appreciate the fact that you can still be an artist here, and it's not something that requires an image, requires a certain kind of hit formula of music, or you gotta say the same thing 15 times in a row. Like, you really still get to be an artist here, and really appreciate that. That's rare. In the biggest markets in the world, you don't get to do that anymore. And two, it's unique that the market is still emerging. In Philippines, we are in the time where, like, there's no Filipino Wu-Tang Clan yet. There's no, no Filipino Little Uzi Vert. There's no Filipino world. These things haven't happened here yet. You understand what I'm saying? But what I do know is that the younger crowd of Philippines, the kids between 13 and 30, they're ready. When you go to Dalo, when clubs are open, they know every word to every song that's huge in America. Like, Tyga has a huge career in Asia. Mm-hmm. Like, low key, Tyga's not that big in America. He does numbers, but we don't check for Tyga's music. We wouldn't consider him a top rapper. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's big ways to create the market, but also understand that Southeast Asia alone, if you're a budding artist, it's a great place to be during this time of hip hop.
Awesome.
Sincere.
Thank you for that message, Tommie. Tommie, where can the people follow you? Your social, maybe you want to share?
Sure. You can follow me on Instagram at Tommie King Official. That's TOMMIE, not TOMMY. Again, TOMMIE King Official. And any other really social media thing or YouTube, you can just Google Tommie King. It pops up with the different links.
Yeah. What about your music? Are they available on Spotify?
Yeah. All platforms, but Spotify is the preference, of course. And again, I haven't put anything on Spotify since the end of 2018, I believe. But
soon we'll be waiting.
I have a whole album ready to go. I'm just
awesome.
There you have it. There you have it. So, guys, once again, that was Tommie King. So please don't forget to listen to his music in Spotify. Check him on Instagram, YouTube, and of course, to watch our episode every Tuesday, 3 p.m. on FN1 Philippine Facebook page. And also, we are also in Spotify as Choose Pinas and in YouTube. So once again, my name is Emil.
My name is Mandy, and please do follow me as well at Mandy.com on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
And to follow me, _Emiliano Romano, in all social media platforms that you can think of. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Tommie. Take care. Stay safe, everybody.
Thank you, guys. I'll be looking forward to talking to you come February or March when we drop.
Definitely.
For sure, man. See ya.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
The Philippines. Aside from our lovely islands, people from all over the world love coming here for the Filipino hospitality experience. Would you believe that's exactly one of the reasons why some of them yearn to stay? Well, there's actually more to it that we Filipinos don't even realize. Let's meet people who came generally from first world countries and have fallen in love with this beautiful, humble country of ours. This is Choose Pinas.